We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Connor Williams. It was just announced that he's like holding out of the mandatory minicamp because he wants a contract extension. So I wanted to go back, check out his film, see what I thought on him. And after going back, he was one of the most consistent performers on the whole offense and definitely the most consistent O-lineman week to week. And really at the end of the season, I thought he even kicked up his play a little bit and was actually pretty dominant in the final few games of the season. As a run blocker and in pass pro, like he was pretty consistent in both areas. And I just think he was such a big add this past season because the O-line really only had like added Armstead and the rest of the O-line was looking a little iffy. Robert Hunt was a solid player, but there was question marks pretty much across the whole line. Connor Williams coming in, playing center was a huge pickup for the team, getting everyone in good positioning. He's a very smart, intelligent player. He's also pretty athletic. Pretty much no main weakness to his game other than he had the holding calls coming out of Dallas, but I think he's been able to more hide that being the center role for the Dolphins. So yeah, I think they should give him a contract extension. Obviously not make him like the highest bidder in the NFL, but he deserves some solid money. Really like him as a player and really just want to dig into his film more. He does a really good job climbing to the second level here on this outside zone run, the big run from Raheem Mostert, getting up there and cutting off Milano at the second level. It's a huge play, which allows Mostert to get to the second level, pick up momentum, and make a huge play here. But just great job. Use that left hand right here, like this out here, just to feel and help his left guard able to reach this defensive tackle, helping get into place. But then instantly climbs the second level, takes a great angle, and then once he's like completely squared up with him, he just flips his hips to cut him off, and this is just perfect. So great athleticism, great technique, understanding of what he needs to do, and just getting great positioning and leverage. And this linebacker, Milano, had no chance. He couldn't fight through it at all. You can see he's got some good power to his game as well. Just completely stonewalling linebackers at the point of the attack. That's not an easy thing to do, especially against super athletic linebackers like Milano, getting to the second level and just completely taking them out of the play. Very impressive stuff. He shows great body control and balance in those types of plays. Love this play specifically from Connor Williams. I think he was a big reason. Him and Hunt being next to each other, I think him being the center really helped the Dolphins running game throughout the season. A lot of their most successful run plays came right off the back of Hunt and Williams working combos and climbing to the second level. They have been a great tandem. That's why I kind of want to see him stick at center. He can play left guard. He does offer that versatility. He can be the left guard for the team if needed. But right here, you can just see the power in this play. Look at him work onto this combo and look how he attacks low. You want to attack the low hip. This is how you move. And he just has so much power to completely shove him out of the way here. Just with getting that left hand basically on him. He's overextended here. Pure left handed to the hip. And he throws him out of the way. And is still able to, get off. He gets off balance here a little bit by overextending like that. Completely reaching out here. Fully extended with his left hand. But is still able to stay under control. Get to the next level. Keep his head up. And then find 57 to cut him off. If the running back had worked off the back of those block here, it would have been an even bigger gain. And he gets under control. Good balance, good base, gets up there, great burst as well, getting there, and just completely drives the linebacker. If that play would have been more designed to work off the back of Hunt and Williams there, it would have been a huge gain. Just the process he works on each play, it's really, really impressive to see the consistency that he played with. Starting off with a lot of his run plays because he was really dominant as a run blocker, especially towards the end of the season. Really good job climbing to the second level. We'll see him do it again, but this time as the linebacker really tries to avoid his block this time, doesn't create like the perfect angle, and he just understands how to use his body here. Like he gets out of his stance. You can see the burst. Great job getting out to cut off this linebacker, and he does a great job, breaking down right here, chopping his feet, and then forces the linebacker almost to work back underneath him, but he just takes himself out of the play by doing this. Just perfect positioning, and he's able to readjust, shows off the body control in space, throws him to the ground, which would allow, if the running back had to cut back even more, he would have taken these guys completely out of the play. Great work out in space again. Gotta love that from your center when you have a guy who's a little more athletic, a little more stronger than a lot of typical centers in the NFL. We're going to get into some pass pro here. He does a great job communicating pre-snap. Then here, patient. Love this rep right here. Perfect execution. He gets out of his stance. They're sliding to the left here. He stays patient. He stays square. He has this left hand out here, drag hand, just in case this D tackle shoots down so he can help out Eichenberg to the inside. But he stays patient. Doesn't, overcommit to this side. Waits for this stunt to come. And then once he gets engaged, like this guy has momentum build up. He gets hands. Pretty good placement here. Maybe a little bit wide, but good base. Everything is well bent, and then shows off the anchor to stop him in his tracks. Doesn't get too far back. Gives Skylar a throwing lane over the middle of the field. Really impressive work, because a lot of times with centers, they don't really get like a lot of one-on-one in space. This is like the most one-on-one in space you'll ever see defensive guy have versus the center here. He has all this room to work with, and Connor Williams just does a great job stonewalling him. Really impressive work from the center spot. Being able to adjust on the fly, sometimes make up for your mistakes, recover is very important. This time it's a little different. Usually when I show me recovery, it's a lot of times in the pass pro, they get themselves out of position, overextend, things like that. But here, you can watch Connor Williams. He tries to get out here to help with this defensive tackle. He's trying to like reach all the way out to this side, but he sees that he's not able to get there. 94 shoots up field, and he overcommits probably farther than he should before he climbs to 56. But he's able to recover, get back into it, slow his momentum down, change direction, and then cut off 56, which allows Mostert to meet the safety one-on-one in space. So really good job just readjusting, which allows Mostert to pick up, this 14-yard gain. Really impressive work again. He just has such a great feel for space. He can work on guys at the line of scrimmage, but once he gets out there, he has that, nice change of direction, burst, lateral agility. Pretty solid athlete overall, like no real weakness in the athletic categories. Good rep here from Connor Williams. As the center, this guy is a 2 tech. He's head up over the guard, and he's able to get over there and completely take care of him. And like he wants the holding call, so Connor Williams does a really good job here. This is a nuanced play. Like this spot here, they're trying to get him to reach and get to the outside shoulder of this defensive tackle right here, cross his face with his helmet. This is a very tough ask from where his position is, but he does a great job of getting squared up with him. Doesn't quite get across, but still, now he understands he's not going to get across. This guy has the outside shoulder, so he just gets his hands into the chest. Really good job holding without letting the defensive lineman get away, extend. Once the defensive lineman is able to extend away and then you keep holding, that's when the flags get thrown. But he does a great job staying nuanced here, really, using the torque here to have complete control of this defender, and then once he escapes, he lets go so that he doesn't get the holding call, and then they end up getting a 16-yard gain. Really smart play from Connor Williams, veteran move out there. Subtle stuff to watch on this play in pass pro. Just watch his hands here. He gets pushed back initially, kind of loses off the ball here. 91 gets a good hit on him, gets hands into the chest, and Connor Williams gets his hands in here, but he's able to reset. Like once you get pushed back like this, you get your chest jabbed into. Look how he resets his hands underneath. They get off, reset underneath, and now he gets back into control. He has some help from the guards there. I mean, that's going to happen at center, and you can see him just regain control of this rep. Initially, boom, gets thrown off balance a little bit here, reset the hands, recover instantly. That's a really impressive rep. Good job getting in torque and control, wide base, everything there, now completely under control. Super good stuff there on a 3rd and long situation. Another good example of his patience and processing and pass pro. They're sliding to the left. He stays patient, stays where he's supposed to be, stays disciplined. He's reading this the whole way, sees Lawson trying to loop back to the inside. He has the drag hand out here to help just in case this defensive tackle crashes down, but he just stays patient. Now, boom, hands in the chest. He has all this room to work with, all this power, and you can see how he just sinks into the ground. This anchor right here, the ankle flexion that he possesses, great athleticism. Good job now lifting him up, use those hips, and he can just completely stonewalls Lawson with all that momentum. That is a great rep in pass pro from everything, from the mental standpoint, physical standpoint, athletic standpoint, technical standpoint, everything you can think of. That is a beauty from Connor Williams. Like I was saying earlier, just the end of the season, he was dominant. Pass pro, running game. He was getting to the 2nd level. He was a reason their run game was so successful a lot of the times. But just here, climbing to the 2nd level, cutting off the linebacker, who's only like a shade behind Connor Williams, but he has, about 5 yards separation. He just gets upfield instantly and is able to cut him off. Tremaine Edmonds is a very athletic linebacker. This is not easy. He's completely squared up with him and is now able to get his hips across. If they're running back, cut this up through here a little bit quicker, probably could have worked out, but he does his job again. Connor Williams climbing to 2nd level. One of the best. He was the best O-lineman at climbing to 2nd level this past season. Did it with super consistency. Definitely a reason I think he deserves that contract extension. Last play, the breakdown for Connor Williams. Showing this whole video, I just showed why I think he should be, a guy that gets a contract extension. They don't always hit on their offensive linemen. I think, when you get a guy that is good, this isn't this position group they struggle with the most. And they got to, keep this into this game, like keep these guys around. They hit on Williams, been a great center. Does a great job here. Patient hands. Good job. Kind of gets overextended a little bit, but is able to recover. And watch him pass this off perfectly. Passes him off to 65. And this is a delayed loop here all the way. This is 2 guys over, and he's still able to see this. This is great vision, great eyes amazing work. Like, his eyes are in to the defensive lineman here, and he's still able to see this, feel this, completely cut it off. Beautiful work. Doesn't get any better than that. Like, those plays I saw late on in the season in pass pro were so impressive from a mental standpoint. I didn't even know how he was making them. Seeing that he's getting more comfortable, and I understand why he wanted to get paid a little bit more. Definitely a guy that I think earned it this past season, and I have no problem with him getting his bag. You know, these players got to do what they got to do. So yeah, I enjoyed really going back and watching his film, especially the last few games of the season, the Bills and Jets game, and then I got the other play from the second Bills game they played. But yeah, so really good work in those final two games for sure, which was obviously huge, and them getting into the playoffs and honestly having a chance to win the playoff game, which they probably never should have had a chance of winning with Skylar Thompson at quarterback. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.